morning, guys. It's Saturday morning, January 4th. So today I'm not at work. I am going to be at the farm most of the day. It's snowy and blowy out there. Doesn't look like an outside job day, so let's go see what we can get up to in the barn. All right, just in the barn here now. No water froze. That's good. That always adds about 8 hours to our day, it seems, when the water freezes. It's amazing. We got that door open at the end. That door's closed. All the curtains are closed. Right around 30, but probably closer to the ground level where the manure packs are, where the animals are giving off heat. It's probably a little bit warmer, hence why nothing's froze. These guys seem to be all right and adjusting well. Well, let's get these guys fed, feed pushed up, and I'll check back in with you guys. So I just like to pour the feed like this. I like to pour it on top of the hay. I don't pull it back. That way they kind of have to sort through it. And the way a big aggressive one can't just block off 3 spots. They got to sort through it eventually. So it allows maybe the less aggressive ones to find some. And so I let them eat that. We'll go get these ones feed, and then I'll go down, I'll shovel this into here, and we got to push that feed up, and that will get most of them back up to the feed bunk. So the reason we have this feeder set up here is we had an incident with our bank barn, and we had to move cattle in here quick. And so this was divided in 2 pens. So we didn't want to mix the cattle right away, so we needed some sort of feed front for them because they're not going to put their heads through a goat panel. So we just threw this feeder in here that we had from another barn. And so now we got more than enough bunk space, but we throw a bit in here because there's some that like to come and eat out of here. So don't put a whole lot here. To show you guys what we're feeding them. Right now they're very close to finished weight, or at the stage we need to be finishing them. So they're getting cracked corn, bit of oat straw, corn silage, some distillers, and their mineral. We kind of like to keep it in front of them at all times. That way they always got something to eat. The straw is just for roughage to help keep that rumen working so they can process the corn, and then we crack the corn so that there's more surface area for it to break down and you get a little more feed efficiency out of it. It is dustier and an extra step, but we feel it's worth it. I know there's guys that feed whole corn or high moisture corn. We're just not at that stage yet. That is plans to maybe do some high moisture corn, but that comes at a cost. I already have the dryer in the bins, and when you make it high moisture corn, you're kind of stuck feeding it. Whereas with dry corn, if I've got extra, I can always sell it and turn it into cash or something else. I'll just leave you guys here on the bale. Push this up. I'm doing my best impression of a Lily Juno, or whatever their feed pusher's called. So there's 25 cattle in this pen, and they get roughly 20 pounds of corn, 25 pounds of corn silage, 2 pounds of straw, 7 pounds of distillers. So it's close to 50 pounds of feed. So they eat like football linemen when we get to the end here. But you need that to put the weight on them or get the gains. So, a lot different than feeding pigs. Pigs gain a lot more efficiently, and they don't need forages. But when we're finishing animals here, from what I've been told, you kind of want them to be level across the back, because most, well, everything's so close here, I can't really show you one that isn't. But then we also look in the brisket, like their stance gets wider. And then if you look across the top, they're nice and rounded. So that's one that's gonna go to the sale barn. These ones here as well. But if you look at these Holsteins, they're not gonna be as fleshy, but you can kind of see their back. They haven't rounded out their back. This one here is the perfect definition of finish. She's not very big, but she's got lots of fat cover. Well, I don't know, I'm still learning on this camera. I think there's like a limit on how long a clip can be. I think it's 5 minutes. So this is a real good way to show or reel in my rambling. Sometimes I've been told I talk a little too much. But you can see this one here is nice and rounded. Big brisket through there, and nice and level across the top. So I think we're gonna pull 6 out of there. Ship them Monday night. We send them to Denfield Livestock because it is literally 2 minutes from our farm. We've been selling livestock there for probably 3 generations at least, or for how long it's been open. It's a great place. It's close, so you know, we got a small little trailer that holds maybe 5 or 6 finished steers. So it's not like we have to. We got to make a couple trips if we've got a lot to go. It's not too big of a deal. So these guys are fed, feed pushed up, and as you can see, I've gone and pushed feed up, and we've got everyone's come up to eat, which is a good sign. And yeah, so I'm going to continue on with my chores and check in with you guys a little bit later. All right. Well, I've been instructed to go clear out my brother's driveway. So I'll hook onto this box scraper. Apparently my sister-in-law is stuck. So we'll go get her out. Probably not gonna put her on camera to save her in the embarrassment. Joe did recommend that I did, but we'll just go clean her out and probably maybe do some footage of cleaning our own driveway out before somebody gets stuck. We sell eggs out of our garage, so we have people coming from town all the time, in and out. So we kind of have to keep that clear. Can't just, you know, hide inside. On a crappy day like today, we got to keep it clear because people want to come and get their eggs. You know, I don't know why they would sometimes want to come out in a snowstorm, but it's easier to keep it clean than have to dig somebody out of our driveway. All right, got it all cleared. Now we're just gonna head back. I don't like driving this thing on the road in the wintertime because we live on a busy road and people aren't very observant when they drive, so it's just safer to go through the field. Might get stuck in a few drifts, but I'd rather get stuck in a drift than hit by a car. Well, that's enough snow cleared for now. It's, like I said, the way it's blowing, it will likely keep our driveway fairly clear. I got the end of the lane cleaned out. So if the snow plow, as long as he doesn't fill it back up, it should be good. And I'm not gonna do the rest of the yard or the rest of the, just do the main driveway where people come in and out to get eggs. So it is a crappy one out there today. So I'll give you a little sneak peek of what we'll probably be working on over the next couple weeks. Yeah, about a month ago that fell down on us, so gonna get cleaning that up, and plan is to make this all a whole yard. But when I was saying earlier about we needed needed those cattle in that barn right away, well, that's why, because they were in that barn. So anyways, I am probably gonna go have a coffee and warm up a bit and check back in with you guys a little later today. All right guys, it's been a few hours. Today we, as I showed you earlier with the barn going down, all the water, or pressure tank for the well, used to be in that barn, and last year we moved it into here, but we still have all the water lines from when we had sows in there that we need to disconnect. And so we slipped up to Millbank Hardware to get all the fittings and stuff we needed. We needed a few tools, and our grease gun got rebuilt and it was fixed. So we slipped up, so it's been a couple hours. The weather wasn't that great, but we want to get this done, so we're just gonna simplify the water system up in here so there's less chances for leaks. So while we were there too, we picked up some fittings to switch our foamer from 1/2-inch couplers from when we were power washing to fit this one. And I splurged too, and I picked up a couple new handles for the forks because we broke a couple, and yeah, so anyways, we'll check back in a little bit later. All right, so the water line, I don't know why it did this way, but comes out of that pressure tank down in that room all the way to here and was in there. Well, I know why they did it, because then when the pressure tank was in the old barn, the water line used to come through that wall right there. So they just tied everything in. So now we're gonna take that line, run it, probably run it along this wall and tie it into here. Probably tie it in right there, and then that goes under the ground out to that barn. And then there's no water in there, and there's one line in the barn that comes right off the well pump. That one will have to be capped. Likely gonna have to dig that one up and disconnect it at that underground, because what we did is we teed it off. One went to where the new pressure tank is in the calf barn, and then one line we kept into the old barn. But we're gonna swap that around. So we're one fitting short, so Joe was gonna go to the local hardware store and grab that. I'm gonna give those kids that were born yesterday, there's selenium and penicillin, and then hopefully he's back by then, and we'll finish getting this water rerouted. So same as before, pick the kid up. This one only had one. Pick the kid up. It's 1/4 cc. And it's shot of penicillin. I'll likely process them and just leave them in here one more night. I just want to make sure that they're The mums are looking after him well. I'll move you guys down here. And also too, I'm pretty sure this year's kid crop is all doelings. I think there is just one buck. So I've got all doelings. I don't ever remember the year where I had all one or the other, but good for replacements if you wanted to have replacements, but I don't think I'm going to have a need for that many replacements. So that's that job done. So we got a doeling. I'm pretty sure the only buck is this all white one. And this all white one, I'm pretty sure, yes, is a buck. And he is actually part Savannah. So Savannah is another meat goat breed. They're all white. Originated from South Africa, the same as the Boer goat. They're just a little smaller framed goat. But we got them. We got 20 originally, but there were a lot of doelings and we had a lot of issues with them as well. So I think I'm just down to 2. One had a set of twins early, but I think they were a couple days premature and they didn't make it. This one has one big one and she seems to be looking after it really well. That was the one that was born on July 1st and it's doing really well. So probably just keep her. I was on a committee that we helped establish the breed standards for Savannah to have it as a registered breed in Canada. So I think I'll keep one around and that way I feel I've done my part in establishing the breed. So it's a good little kid, lots of muscle on him. He is only half Savannah though, but yeah. Well, those are those kids looked after. Maybe we'll go check and see what Joe's doing with that water. Just running our water line here. Used to have like a couple 100 feet of water line to go from the pressure tank to here. And now we're way less, and this is all heated, so not that we want that to freeze, it just we got the heat from this barn and a little space heater. So we don't run out of water out here, because they sure let us know if they don't have water, because this calf feeder doesn't work. And those bulls will run out and won't be long, they'll be bawling at us. Let's clean these guys off. All right, so we've got that big blue line. So we're just going to run it along this wall for now, temporarily, to here. So I got some fittings here to go from the 1-inch line to 3/4. It's temporary, but probably going to be permanent for a little bit. So when we tear this old bank barn down, when they did the addition, or Dad did the addition in '96, they framed that wall there, but then used the existing wall. So we had to frame this in to support this lean-to that's still good, and hopefully when we pull the barn in, it all goes that way, and then this will be open face. But we're going to run the water line on the inside, and or run it along the ground or whatever, and then we just try and keep it warm till we can get it enclosed in and covered. All right, got our water line ran. Just gotta tighten those up, snugged up, and we just put this electric heat cable on here, and that should keep the line thawed as long as the water's flowing. Cattle do drink enough that they should be able to keep it flowing, and if not, it's just a little section that we got to thaw out. It shouldn't take too long, but that I think that will wrap that up. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification so you know when new videos come out. I'm going to try and do as many videos off to the start, kind of give you guys an idea what goes on here day to day. Again, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep her between the ditches.